It's always everybody else that's crazy. It's always everybody else that needs to get it together. And we dismiss people that try to tell us when we're wrong. Some of you have a circle full of cosigners. They never correct you. They never hold you accountable. All your friends just pat you on the back. Even when you run, child, you know they was wrong for that. They shouldn't have done. No, sometimes your friend is crazy. Sometimes you need to get together. Sometimes you need some folk in your life that ain't scared of you, that will look you in the eye and say, no, it ain't them, it's you. If you have your Bibles, I would that you would meet us in the book of Hebrews in chapter number 12. The New Testament book of Hebrews, again, chapter number 12. And I want to begin reading with verse number 5. And I would that you would follow along with us in whatever version or variation you may have, whether it be printed or electronic. But I will read it in your hearing. Again, Hebrews chapter 12, beginning with verse 5. He says, "And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children." It says, "My son, despise not thou the chastening," or the correction, "of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastises, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If you endure the chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Lord does not chasten? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards, and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? For they verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he does it for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness." Here it is. No whooping seems good at first. No chastising for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward, somebody say afterward, it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Brothers and sisters, I want to continue in this conversation about growth. And more particularly this morning, this is part 4. I want to talk about growing pains. On your way to your seat, tell somebody, if you want to grow, it's going to hurt. Yeah, that was the wrong neighbor. Tell that other one. Tell them, if you want to grow, it's going to hurt. My. Growing pains. When was the last time you went to the doctor? But by a show of hands, in the last 6 months, how many of you have been to some form of the doctor? Maybe an eye exam or an MRI or a hearing test or some blood work or teeth cleaning, X-ray of some sort. One more time, by the show of hands, in the last 6 months, how many of y'all? Yeah. See, understand that these are what we call tests. And if you keep going to bed at night, keep waking up in the morning, keep celebrating birthdays, all of us at some point will have to go through these tests. These are examinations which speak to our physical health. And so the objective then of the test is to show us where we are. In other words, if your pressure is high, the test gonna show it. If your eyesight is dim or if your hearing is bad, there's no way you can deny the accuracy of the assessment. Y'all with me so far? Understand, there ain't no spiritual way, to assess health. A cavity is a cavity. It ain't the devil is busy in my mouth. It ain't Satan has attacked my jaws. The fact of the matter is you got a cavity and you need to do something about it. There's no way to spiritualize that. Even those things, brothers and sisters, which are invisible to the human eye, your doctor has the means and the methods to uncover what lies beneath. When it comes to the issue of my Christian growth and your Christian growth, understand the fact that God has already searched us. He made us. He knows everything about us. He knows our uprising and our downsitting. He knows our makeup. He knows our motives. God knows our moves even before we make them. And so because you and I are not all knowing, because we are not all seeing, because you and I are not omniscient, what God does in your life is he orchestrates certain assessments. He orders a certain battery of examinations. He orders certain circumstances in your life in order to show us where we are in the growth process. Can I teach before I preach here? Understand point number one. Whenever you go in for a test, the purpose for an examination is not affirmation, but revelation. That's what Dr. Edwards told me to tell y'all. She said that the purpose for an examination, watch me now, is not for your affirmation, but it is for your revelation. In other words, when I go in for an exam, I'm not going in to hear that I'm all right. This went much better at 7:30. When I go in for a test, if I'm all right, then tell me. But if everything is not right, if something is out of order, I expect to receive an honest assessment. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, I don't go to my doctor for affirmation. I don't go to my doctor to get a pat on the back, for him or her to tell me how wonderful I am. I don't go to the urologist for him to affirm my ego. Because if there's pain in my body, if there are symptoms that I cannot quite diagnose, if something is wrong, understand that it is the job of the doctor to tell you the truth. Understand this now. God knows that the only way to get some of us to come in is to send us some pain. I wish I had a witness in here. God knows that the only way some of us are going to pray, the only way some of us are going to read the Bible, the only way some of us are going to fall on our face and seek God is when he send us some circumstances, because we don't do routine maintenance. We don't do checkups like we should. A whole lot of us don't seek help until there's pain. Be honest here this morning. It ain't till you hear a noise for 2 weeks in your car. Them first couple of days, you can ignore it, turn the radio up and act like it ain't happening. Then the second week, stuff just showing up, toe up, and you can't hardly get by. But as long as it crank, Lord, just get me from point A to point B. You should have gotten oil changes. You should have gotten that hood lifted up. But yet you wait until there's a noise. You wait until there's an emergency. A lot of us don't go to God until things get ridiculous. Is there anybody here other than me that knows when something is wrong, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Something's getting ready to happen. Something's getting ready to shift. I don't quite know what it is. I feel like God is trying to tell me something, but I just can't put my finger on it. This is not the time for you to be diagnosing yourself. God says this is not the time for you to be playing doctor in your own life. Your prayer for the rest of this series, however long it takes, another 3 weeks or another 3 months, your prayer as I'm preaching ought to be for the Lord to diagnose your dysfunction. There's no sense in us sitting here acting as if we are okay. Lord, if you find something, when you find something in the examination that is not like you, I've already asked the Lord to search us. I've already asked the Lord to sweep through this sanctuary. So when he shows you what's going on in your diagnosis, Lord, if I need to change my diet, reveal that to me. If I need to cut back on some activities, reveal that to me. If I need to let go of some people, Lord, reveal that to me. I wish I had some help in here. If I need to ditch some friends, if I need to saturate my circle, if I got to find some new teammates, if I got to change my attitude, if I got to change my spending habits, Lord, whatever it is that you need me to do, I need you to show me. You did not come to church to hear that you all right. You're at the wrong doctor's office if all you want is affirmation. To tell you how wonderful you are, to tell you how great and how favored you are, and how the Lord is just going to raise you up to do great things. Some of y'all can't do great things until you deal with these diseases. We can't be who God wants us to be until we be honest about where we are and say, Lord, you have searched me, show me the x-ray, and let's deal with it. The kind of relationship that he wants with his people, this is point number 2 if you keeping score. You cannot have a connection without some correction. You cannot have a connection without some correction. Because the writer in verse number 5, he makes this parallel between a father and a son. He says, my son, despise not the correction of the Lord. And don't faint when you are rebuked of him. That's 2 points really in one. But let's deal with the first one. If you say you have a connection to the Lord, you can't have that connection without some correction. But the reason why many of us can't grow, because this is all about growth, the reason why many of us can't grow is because we are resistant to anybody that tries to correct us. I don't know you, but I know your neighbor. Your neighbor ain't never wrong. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about the folks sitting next to you. Somebody in this room doesn't like to be and doesn't like to acknowledge when they're wrong. It's always somebody else that needs to change. It's always everybody else that's crazy. It's always everybody else that needs to get it together. And we dismiss people that try to tell us when we're wrong. Some of you have a circle full of cosigners. They never correct you. They never hold you accountable. All your friends just pat you on the back. Even when you run, child, you know they was wrong for that. They shouldn't have done. No, sometimes your friend is crazy. Sometimes you need to get together. Sometimes you need some folk in your life that ain't scared of you, that will look you in the eye and say, no, it ain't them, it's you. Tell your neighbor, I need them kind of folk. Now, you can hang up on me if you don't like what I'm saying. You can delete the text if you don't like what it says. But what do you do when it's God that's telling you? Because guess what? You can't unfriend him. Keep sitting there here. You can't block God from your life's timeline. When God is the one that's letting you know you're out of order, when God is the one that's chastising you, the Bible says don't resist that correction. Because what kind of God would he be? What kind of daddy would he be if he let you walk around thinking you all right? I don't mean to be crass about it, but if I got something hanging out my nose, if you love me, tell me. Don't just sit there having me thinking I'm fine on a Sunday morning. I'll stroll up in here looking good, and I got a monster hanging out my nose. If somebody love me, they ought to tell me. What kind of God would he be if he just let you go through your Christian life thinking you okay? Verse 6 says, those whom he loves, he chastises. Because the connection brings about correction. If he loves you, every now and then, he got to tighten you up. That's why it gets on your nerves when you see children cutting up on their parents. They be in the store cutting up. They be, in church drop kicking their mama in the pew and giving her uppercuts all in the chin. And you be looking like, ain't you going to do something? I wish I had some honest folk in here. You're not even looking at the child anymore. You're looking at the parent, because if you love that child, you don't let them get away with bloody murder. If you got a relationship with them, you don't let them show out on you. So you just gonna let them cut up on you like that? The connection requires correction. You have a certain standard that you expect children to behave themselves by. That's why it bothers you when they cut up. That's why it bothers you when these little 2-year-olds be talking about shut up. And that's why it bothers you when the little boys be acting mannish. It bothers you because in your mind, children's supposed to act a certain way. Which leads to point number 3. If you have a relationship with God, the relationship will involve some rebuke. I said the relationship will involve some rebuke. Fact about it, the rebuke is a sign of the relationship. Because if God didn't love you, he just let you do what you want to do. You're going to shout in a minute. He says in verse 7, if you endure chastising, then you know that God is dealing with you as a son or a daughter. Because what son do you know of? What daughter do you know of that the parent does not chastise them? But if you be without chastisement, you're not a son at all. You're a bastard. Pastor didn't write that. It's in the Bible. It said, if you don't endure chastising, then ye are bastards and not sons. So you got to decide now. Are you the type that expect the parent to be the child's friend? They tell you when they coming home. They'll let you know when they'll be back. They get to bring in and everybody in and out of your doors all times of the day and night, eat up your grocery, use up your hot water, and you ain't got nothing. Is you trying to be friends with these people? Because if that's the nature of the relationship, they're not sons, they're not daughters. The Bible says that word right there. Because y'all sensitive, so I can't even read the Bible to you. That word right there. The reason you know God is your father is because he keeps correcting you. The reason you know that you have God in your life, because every time you try to go left, he gets you back straight again. And I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you just kind of ask God to leave you alone for a weekend. I wish I had some help in here. You just kind of ask God to stay out of the room. God, stay off the phone. God, stay out of the conversation. God, stay out of it. I got this one, Jesus. I know what you want me to do, but I got some ratchetness on my mind right now. I know you the daddy, but I'm trying to do my have you ever. But he never stops being daddy. Even when you want to be disobedient. I can tell you when you're growing, when you can shout for correction. You ain't there yet, but I'm telling you, your neighbor knows what I'm talking about. Because you know what? That conviction means you have a connection. The conviction means God is still with you. Because remember now, there used to be a time when you didn't care. There used to be a time when you could cut up with no conscience. Now at least you think about it. Can I get some about 5 or 6 honest people in here? At least now you do put some thought into it. At least now there's a thorn in your flesh that reminds you that you are a child of God, because you cannot be a Christian and not get convicted. His grace chases you down. The cross follows you everywhere that you go. He tries to catch us before we self-destruct. Is there anybody here that can look back and give God the praise for loving you and being your father even when you was a fool? If you could praise your mama last Sunday for whooping you when you needed it, if you can praise your daddy next month for disciplining you, then as a child of God, you got to be spiritual enough to thank him for the correction. I needed that discipline. Them whooping saved my life when I was growing up. Thank God I had a curfew. Thank God I had boundary, because if they let me do what I want to do, I would not be here today. Don't buck it. Don't push back on the discipline, because you will grow even more in your walk with God if you stop resisting the rebuke. Beware of a person that ain't never wrong. Because you know what some of your neighbors did? They looked at them pictures that I put up there with the examples or whatever, and what they saw is a little child, and they just figured that point wasn't for them. You saw a mama and a child. You saw a daddy and a little boy, but because you grown, you don't think this your sermon. Beware of a man that can't be corrected. Beware of a Christian that can't take criticism. You ever tried to tell somebody something and they just had their mind made up, and you trying to explain it to them and you about get cussed out just for trying to help somebody who raggedy and don't know they raggedy, who could do better but don't want to do better? Be careful about a believer that's bucking all the time. You cannot have a connection if you cannot take correction. I'm not sure if we understand that concept, but if we're family, then we have to be accountable. I told y'all on Thursday night when we were in Bible study, and I started out by saying that my family on my mother's side in South Georgia, we used to have these family meetings. The children would be outside, so we never knew what the adults were talking about. But in that room or at that table, the adults were holding each other accountable. This is an old school model, so I just lost more than half the room with this. But whoever messed up since the last time we saw each other, whoever was having problems in their marriage since the last time we saw each other, whoever child got in trouble, whoever owed somebody some money, whoever went to jail, whoever messed up since the last time we saw each other, the family members, the adults would get together and hold each other accountable, and you had to answer to the elders. Oh, we don't do that no more. Oh, no, because you grown. But if we're family, you can't get mad when folk that love you try to tell you the truth. See, you young people behind me, be very careful how you act after 18. This newfound independence, this new swag you think you got going on because you finally reached the legal age of where you can vote, because that's really all 18 means. It don't mean you know nothing. It just means you lived 18 years, now you can vote. Be careful how you act after 18, because them same old folk that you want them to mind their business and leave you alone, don't call me when you need money. Oh, no. If you don't want my advice, you want me to leave you alone, then don't call me when your rent is due. Don't call me when you get hungry. Don't call me when you bump your head and you're about to bleed to death. No, you grown now. You want to do what you want to do. You don't like my rules. You don't like my curfew. Understand that you don't have to live under my rule. Please understand, you grown, you can get out. Ain't nobody, see, I'm finna go somewhere. Ain't nobody holding you hostage, but as long as you in my pocket, I'm in your business. You want me out your business? I want you out my pocket. Let's negotiate. If you want to grow, you have to accept the fact that you need to grow. Some folk can't admit that they need to grow. I'm scared of folk that got it all together. Some folk can't admit that they need to grow. That's what I listen for around here. Because if y'all notice, I'm very transparent in my preaching. I had a member last week to tell me I just tell all my business. I said, sugar, you don't know the half. I don't tell all my business, but please understand, I'm very transparent. I bleed all over the place because I'm not perfect, and I tell y'all I'm not perfect. I got flaws, and I tell you that I got flaws, but I'm still waiting for some of y'all to admit that you got some. If I'm the leader and I can be transparent, how can the folk that's in leadership around here act as if they ain't got no work to do? Oh, you the best deacon? I think not. You the best mama? I don't think so. You the best church member? No, you got work to do. But when are you going to admit it? I'm not going to be the only one that bleed around here. Do you see the need to grow? I tell y'all this all the time. I was the best basketball player on my street. And my street was from here to right there. So once you move off the street, there are folk better than you. You just don't know it. How's he doing? Is he doing all right so far? Is he doing good? So then how does God grow us? And I'll bid y'all a good morning. How does God grow us? How does he do it? 3 ways. He grows us through messages. He grows us through mentors. And then he grows us through mishaps, misfortunes, and misery. Those are the 3 things he uses to grow us. First of all, let's deal with messages. The way God speaks to us is through his word. That's why 2 Timothy 3:16 says that all scripture from Genesis to Revelation is given by inspiration of God, and it is good for what? For doctrine, for reproof, for correction, and instruction in righteousness. He uses his word to get messages to us. And with all the strange things that are being preached in the world right now, the reason I come to church on Sunday is to get a true diagnosis from the Lord. I told you, I'm not coming for the pastor to pat me on the back. I'm not coming to hear that I'm perfect and everything is good. No, I need to know where I'm failing at. I would want to know. You would want to know if your slip was hanging. Come on, old school, talk to me here. They didn't let you just walk around with your slip hanging. They would always tell you if things were out of order. Lord, I want to know where I need to adjust. If I'm doing well in some areas, then I can feel good about that. But what areas do I need to change? What do I need to let go of? You get all these answers when you submit to Bible teaching. Now, here's the problem I have with the pew. You all are very stingy and selective with your amens. Because watch this. You don't mind the preacher going in about sin just as long as it ain't yours. Oh man, when I'm on that same-sex marriage stuff, when I'm talking about the gays and the lesbians and you want me to beat them to death, because that's their sin. But then we got folk around here that want to write letters and call a meeting because pastor being too rough when it come to your stuff. Was I being rough when I talked about the lesbians? Was I being rough when I was talking about commitment? When I was being rough? Was I being rough when I was talking to the folk that's doing what you not doing? But I got to tone it down when you get your toes stepped on. Don't be a hypocrite. If we gonna tell the truth, then we gonna tell it all the way around. You can't say amen just to the stuff you like. You can't clap for me. Say it, Rev. Tell him, Rev. But then want to be quiet when I get on your street. No, everybody in here is sick. Everybody need their medicine. Everybody got something wrong with them. And if you're really trying to grow, then you will respond to all of the medication. Pastor is not your pit bull. Rev is not your Rottweiler. You can't sick me on that section over there. Oh, yes, Lord. These young people sure do need it. Tell them, Rev. Just get these young girls straight. I'm telling these young folk in here, I'm telling you need to say it all, Rev. Well, what about you old folk? Can I talk to you without you getting the attitude? Because you shout when I get on them. There's a lot of psychology going on in this church. Because some of y'all still can't process a 35-year-old man telling you what to do. That's the real problem. Go ahead and admit it. I'm old enough to be some of y'all's son, and some of y'all still can't process a young man telling you the truth. But I tell you what, if my doctor was 13 and knew how to fix me, I would go to that doctor. If my doctor had more sense than I did, I would submit to that doctor regardless of how old he is. Now, do you want to live or do you want to be stubborn and die? The word is how God grows us. That's why we switch back to Bible study. And do you know that numbers have actually gone down on Thursday nights? Do you know why? Because when visitors used to come on Thursday, they would go to their church on Sunday, but then come hear me preach on Thursday night. And when I stopped preaching and started teaching, well, visitors don't come for that. They came for the, and they want me to do the Pastor Simmons routine. They're entertained by me. But my job is not to entertain. My job is to grow the people that I have been assigned to. So that means I got to come up out this pulpit. Means I got to open up the Bible. Means you got to be hungry enough to show up and get the word. But I can't be concerned about folk that just want a sermon. Every now and then, I appreciate the preaching, but I need somebody to teach me too. Some stuff in our lives is out of order. Some stuff in this church is out of order. But the only way we're going to grow out of it is by studying the Word of God. Secondly, and this kind of ties into the first point, the Lord helps us to grow through mentors. Mentors. You got the messages and you got the mentors. Even if you know you're great, you need to get around somebody greater. Kobe is Kobe. And in 96, 97, when he came through, it was just, you could just tell that there was just something about him that was going to be great. But guess what? There was one greater. And he had sense enough to learn from him, to glean from him. And so 5, 6, 7, 8 years later, when you saw Kobe, it was like you was looking at Michael. Because he had sense enough to find a mentor. The Bible says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Elder don't always mean older. Older or elder just means those that have more experience than you, those that got more wisdom than you, because God will resist you if you're too proud. God will push back on you if can't nobody teach you nothing, but he'll give you grace if you humble yourself. Who have you submitted to? Who can tell you when you're wrong? Because if you don't have at least one somebody, and it gets dangerous when you get to be a lot older because everybody's pulling from you. You're the wise one. You're the smart one. So everybody's always pulling from you. But even as an older person in your 50s, in your 60s, in your 70s, you still need to surround yourself with somebody that can help make you stronger. You need mentors. You can't be the smartest person in the room all the time. You got to get in a new room. You got to find yourself. I don't care what it is that I'm doing. If I got to leave town to go get what I need, that's what I do. If I don't feel like anybody around can help grow me, and I got to be around some leaders that are more progressive minded than the folk that are here locally, if I got to get on a plane and go sit in somebody's workshop for 3 days and 3 nights, if that's what I got to do and come back here and be a better pastor, that's what I'm going to do, because I refuse to be complacent. We see that in the world all the time. They send you to in-services. They send you to workshops. They send you to trainings. They make it mandatory. Why, as a Christian, have you not upgraded in the last 5 years? It's because your circle. Got to get around folk that can challenge you. Find somebody that's doing it at a higher level than you. And when you get around them, don't ask them what they earned. Don't ask them how much they make a year. Don't ask them where they get their clothes from. I'm insulted when folk ask me where I get my clothes from. Because if you that close to me to ask me something, ask me what I've learned. Ask me how I've grown. Ask me the mistakes that I've made so you don't repeat the same one. I don't want what you've earned. I want what you've learned. Beware of a man that doesn't have a mentor. Beware of a woman that does not keep wise women around her. Beware of a pastor that doesn't have a pastor. Beware of a child that is above chastisement. As the old proverb says, and they made us learn this when we was in like the 8th grade, he who knows not and knows not that he knows not. If you ignorant and don't know you ignorant, that old proverb says he is a fool. Avoid him or shun him. Stay away. You don't want to be around folk that don't know, but don't know that they don't know. I can ride in the car with you even when you lost, long as you know you lost. But if you in denial about your lostness, if you steady, stubborn, just gonna keep on doing the wrong path, and you running into dead ends, talking about, no, I remember the way now. I remember, yeah, this is a shortcut going in through here. Ain't no dead end, no shortcut. I don't mind you being lost, long as you know you lost. Not only does the Lord grow us through mentors, I'm through now. Not only does he grow us through messages, but thirdly, he seeks to grow us through the misfortunes in our lives. This one is not going to be easy to receive. I'm talking about growing pains. The Bible says we glory in tribulations also. Not just the good stuff, not just the sunny days, but we can get glory even in tribulations. Why? Because tribulations worketh patience. And patience gives you experience. And experience gives you hope. In other words, God will use your misfortunes. He will use your mishaps. He will use your mistakes. He will use your daily migraines. Because here's what I've learned. God is either trying to get something to me, or JB, he trying to get something out of me. Sometimes I don't know which one it is. Sometimes God is holding certain things back from me because he wants me to be ready for it. Other time he's trying to get some stuff out of me so he can get a blessing to me. Whenever you find yourself going through hard times, whenever you find yourself with just a series of misfortunes, you got to ask yourself, Lord, what is the purpose for this pain? What is the design behind this dysfunction? Because God says either I'm trying to get something to you or I'm trying to get something up out of you. That's a word for somebody today. God will use your misfortunes. It's all about your perspective, because you've been wondering, why me, Lord? And why does it just seem like I'm the only one that has to go through this? If it ain't one thing, it's another. I get this straight and this over here tears up. Lord, why does it seem like the wicked people have a better time in life than I do? I'm trying to do the right thing, but stuff still falling apart. Stuff still don't come together, and I cannot tell you what the Lord is doing for sure. But what I do know is that somehow your grief is going to grow you. Wake your neighbor up and tell him your grief is going to grow you. Your grief is going to grow you. Why? Because the Bible says that we know that all things, good, bad, or indifferent, work together for the good of them that love God and are the called according to his purpose. I know it's hard to accept it at the moment. I know it feel like God has forsaken you. You have some moments between Sundays where you wonder if Jesus is even real or not. But I'm here to tell somebody this morning, you got to mature to the point where you can see your grief as growth opportunities. Is there anybody here know about growing pains? Mama will tell you, you don't deliver no baby painlessly. There's some pushing that's involved. There's some pain involved. There's some strain involved. You don't get to destiny without without having to fight. You don't get to know next level without dealing with some devils at this level. Is there anybody here that's been with God long enough to testify that I've had to go through some things to get to where God wants me to be? Is there anybody here that has had pain in the last 2 years? Anybody dealing with some pain right now is feeling real lonely up here? I wish I had somebody that would help me testify that the only reason I've grown the way I have is because of all the grief that God put in my life. I call that growing pains. So now when money start acting funny, that's growing pains. When your friends turn into enemies, that's growing pains. When nothing seems to be working out, that's growing pains. When your pot gets to be uncomfortable, when you start feeling cramped where you are, when they get ready to lay you off, and there's hell in that office, that's when you better start shouting, because it means God is getting ready to shift you. It means that God's got something better for you. Is there anybody here that know about growing pains? So don't you get worried when people start falling off. Don't you get worried when folk don't check on you no more, because the level you on your way to, the circle got to be smaller. Where God is taking you, you can't tell everybody your business. Where the Lord wants to take you, the folk that helped you years ago may not be able to help you this year. Is there anybody here that can thank God for your growing pains? Because I know that the pain in my process, it is bringing about the progress in my life. Have I got a witness here? That's y'all's last point. We going home. I said the pain in my process is making me closer to my progress. Shake your neighbor's hands. Look at your neighbor and tell them, neighbor, I haven't always been this strong. Tell them I haven't always been so spiritual, but tell them through it all, I learned how to trust God. I learned how to let go and let God. I learned how to pray in and out of season. I learned how to trust God when I could not trace God. I thank Him for my growing pains, because I'm better than I was last year. Well, I got to leave y'all now, but I can't help but think about the man named Jesus, because the reason I can wear my crown is because one Friday He wore the cross. Somebody criticized me and said, you're always talking about Friday. You're always talking about early. But can I tell you, you wouldn't have a crown if it wasn't for the cross. You wouldn't have joy if it wasn't for Jesus. So can I spin my record just one more time? It was one Friday morning, He died for my sins. He took the nails that should have been in my hand. He took the spear that should have been in my side. Tell your neighbor, He died. Oh Lord, I feel pretty good here. I said He died for your sin and mine. They laid Him in a borrowed tomb, stayed in the grave all day Friday, all Friday nights, all day Saturday, and all Saturday nights. But right Sunday morning, he got up on the other side and said, all power is in my hands. Shake your neighbor like you love Jesus. If they too bougie, find a better neighbor. If they too holy, find a better neighbor. Shake them and rock them. Rock them and shake them. Shake your neighbor's hands and tell them, I don't know what you're going through, but if you hold on through your season, if you hold on through your storm, if you hold on through your transitions, if you hold on while you're getting a whooping, if you hold on and trust God, tell him he will. He will. Won't he do it? Won't he fix it? Won't he grow you? Say yes. Say yes. Say